Welcome to...
You're listening to the Wrestling Takeover.
What is your name?
With your host, Jordan Turner, who's always gonna keep it real.
Come on, King.
Inside and outside the ring.
Let me make myself clear.
He's got the fans behind him, King.
It's time to take over, King.
Are you ready?
He's all fired up now, King. The takeover.
Let's go.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? How are y'all doing? How are y'all feeling? Welcome back to the Wrestling Takeover podcast. This is Tuesday, March 17th, 2026. Welcome, everybody, to the Wrestling Takeover podcast. Today, we're going to do something a little bit interesting today. Interesting topic relating to WrestleMania, relating to, I believe, the 5 biggest matches that we're going to be getting at WrestleMania this year. Okay, at WrestleMania 42. I'm going to be giving you guys my opinions, my constructive criticisms, and just overall thoughts and opinions on Liv Morgan versus Stephanie Valkyrie. We're going to go in depth on that match. We're also going to go in depth on Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. We're also going to go in depth into Roman Reigns versus CM Punk. Same with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. And now recently, a match that was announced last night on Monday Night Raw with Femi and Brock Lesnar. And that's going to be the podcast today. That is going to be the big build around for the podcast, talking about all 5 of those matches in depth and giving you guys my opinions on them. So thank you guys again for tuning in to the Wrestling Takeover podcast. Speaking of Femi, let's get right into it. So last night, it was announced that Femi is going to go one-on-one with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And I can't tell you how genuinely excited I am for this match. I understand that there were reports going around via Dave Meltzer, Wrestling Observer. Never believe anything you guys read on the internet. Please take everything with a grain of salt. Don't believe everything you read on the internet. All right? Not everything you read on the internet is true. A lot of people gossip. A lot of people spread misinformation. Majority of the people, they give their opinion, but they spin it off as a report. You already know what it is. So what I'm saying is there was a report going around that the rumor is Brock Lesnar versus LA Knight at WrestleMania. I said to myself, when I first read that report, I immediately thought that was bullshit. That was BS. Number one, nobody wants to see LA Knight versus Brock Lesnar. Number two, that is not a WrestleMania caliber match. This is just my opinion, but I know I'm speaking for the majority when I say that. LA Knight versus Brock Lesnar is not a WrestleMania match. It's not. If you think it is, to each their own, but y'all lying. Y'all bullshitting. That is not a WrestleMania match. So immediately out of the gate, I'm like, all right, that's bullshit. LA Knight and Brock Lesnar is not happening. And after that report got out, I'm thinking to myself, yo, why are they not capitalizing on Femi's, popularity? Why are they not capitalizing on Femi and Brock Lesnar for WrestleMania? I think WrestleMania is the best destination for this particular match. Come to find out on Monday Night Raw, in one of the best segments, if not the best segment of the night last night, which saw Femi powerbombing a Brock Lesnar. And let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you guys something. That segment was so good. It was so good. And if you guys didn't pick up on it, after that powerbomb that Femi did to Brock Lesnar, Femi was supposed to put his foot on Brock Lesnar's chest. And you can see Brock Lesnar telling Femi, as Femi's looking down, you can hear Brock Lesnar, obviously, social media, they captured it. And if you go on social media, you will actually be able to kind of hear Brock Lesnar say, put your boot on my chest. I love the way that whole segment went. So shout out to the creative team. Shout out to Triple H. Shout out to Brock Lesnar. I know there was a report saying that Brock Lesnar is not going to want to lose until, his final match in the WWE, which I do believe will be very soon. How soon? I don't know, but I do think it is coming. I know Brock Lesnar confidently. I can say this. I know he's going to do the right thing. I know he's going to want to put over Oba Femi. Oba Femi is one of the most realest dudes in the business, in the WWE. This is a powerhouse. This dude, in actuality, if we're going to be real, okay, this man could be the face of the company, okay? He really can. And I know Brock Lesnar is going to do right by Oba Femi by giving him the biggest win of his career. If you guys did also miss this whole segment after Oba Femi put his boot on Brock Lesnar's chest, you can kind of see Oba Femi get a little bit emotional after the segment. Like, he really enjoyed what he did and being in the presence of the Beast Incarnate, being in the presence of Brock Lesnar. So that whole segment was great. I really enjoyed it. I really cannot wait for this match. This match is going to be one of the best matches, in my opinion, of the weekend. Now, I'm wondering, is this going to be on night 1 or are they going to save it for night 2? I feel that you need to sprinkle out all of the top matches, quote unquote. Some for night 1, some for night 2. Don't give all of it to night 1 and don't give all of it to night 2, because you're going to leave the other night. You're going to leave the other night high and dry. You get me? So I'm really excited for Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar. I think WWE really listened to the fan base. They really listened to us. We want Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar. The fans in the arenas were chanting for Oba. Oba. Like, that shit was so cool to me. That shit was so cool to me. I feel Oba Femi, like I said, I think Oba Femi can be the face of the company. I think Oba Femi is going to be a big deal. I think he's going to be protected. I honestly do think he's going to be this modern day a Brock Lesnar, a Beast Incarnate. I do. Oba Femi has a great future. And him beating Brock Lesnar is going to catapult this man to insane heights. He was already in the ring with Cody Rhodes. He did all that. And now he's in there with Brock Lesnar. He was in there with Seth Rollins as well last night. So that's a future match. I know people were looking at Seth Rollins and saying that Seth Rollins is a massive fan of Oba Femi. I wouldn't be surprised. Everybody should be a fan of Oba Femi. So I'm excited for it. I can't wait for this match. WWE, Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, do the right thing and put Oba Femi over. And I know it's got to be a battle because, you got two legit guys. But if you really want to make a statement with Oba Femi at WrestleMania, I'm not saying squash Brock Lesnar, but at the same time, kind of lay a statement out there for Oba Femi. Put out a statement in a massive dominant, somewhat dominant win against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. That's going to do Oba Femi wonders. Everybody's a fan of Oba Femi. WWE, you got to capitalize. You got a lot of great new talent there. Oba Femi is one of those people. Capitalize on it. Let's move on to the next match that I want to talk about on the podcast. I want to talk about Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer. Now, this is going to be a one-on-one match. This is going to be taking place at WrestleMania for the Women's Championship. As you guys know, I'm always honest with my opinions. And I know we live in a interesting wrestling space and wrestling community. that you got people who maybe aren't as honest as they should be when they talk about WWE. I know I always am. I'm always going to be honest with y'all. I'm always going to be upfront, and I'm always keep it 100, okay? Respectfully, but I'm always going to, be real with you guys with my thoughts and my opinions. Whether you agree or disagree, it's all good. But I'm always be real, okay? WWE has done a poor job in executing Stephanie Valkyra's title reign. WWE has done a poor job. And I honestly do feel that I have a lot of great creative ideas. I really feel that, creatively, I'm real good. Okay? That's not cockiness. That's not arrogance. That's confidence in yourself and your ability. I'm not going to lie, though. I cannot come up with the creative idea that involves Stephanie Valkyra retaining the title. I'm going to be real with y'all. The bigger story, the bigger execution story is Liv Morgan winning the championship. Liv Morgan needs to win that championship at WrestleMania. I don't want Liv Morgan to cheat to win. I want Liv Morgan straight up beat Stephanie Valkyra. And I understand, I'm one of the biggest Stephanie Valkyra fans. I love that girl. She's amazing. She is incredibly talented. And the future is extremely bright for her. WWE has botched Tiffany Stratton's run as women's champion. And now they botched Stephanie Valkyra's world title reign. It has not been good. It's been shit. No disrespect to Stephanie Valkyra. I love her. Like I said, I'm a big fan of her. The future is extremely bright for her. This one was too soon. They rushed a title reign with Tiffany Stratton, and we see in the aftermath that is on the creative team. Once again, this is now on the creative team, but on the Raw side. They have done Stephanie Valkyra a huge disservice as champ. Why are you going to give these people the championship, but you have no aftermath of a plan for them? That doesn't make any type of sense to me. I don't understand that. When you are thinking about giving these people the championship, it's not always about, all right, we got to give them the title, about the now. It's about the future. What are the future plans for Stephanie Valkyra? Like I said, Tiffany Stratton, her reign was terrible. Jade Cargill, her reign was terrible, or is terrible. I'll get to her in a little bit. But her reign's terrible. Stephanie Valkyra, her reign's terrible. Tiffany Stratton, her reign was terrible. That is not those ladies' fault. Those are not their fault whatsoever. That is on the creative team not being creative. I would love to sit on the creative table or the creative team at the table. I got ideas. They might not be good, but I got ideas. WWE done Stephanie Valkyra a huge disservice. She needs to drop that championship at WrestleMania unless you have concrete plans for her after WrestleMania. And I mean a concrete plan or plans in terms of a feud, a real in-depth story for the women. You know the best thing about this is, though, they actually have it. It's just not with Stephanie Valkyra. Y'all want the realness? That's the real right there. That's the real. They have it. It's just not with Stephanie Valkyra. They're going to give that title to Liv Morgan. I'm telling you right now. They are going to give that title to Liv Morgan. And honestly, they need to give that title to Liv Morgan. Period. I want Liv Morgan to win straight up. But you also have a story where Raquel Rodriguez or a Roxanne Perez can cost Liv Morgan the championship, and you have a storyline with Judgment Day just without the championship. Me personally, I think having a championship involved will elevate the Judgment Day ladies even more so. I think Liv Morgan needs to win this match. The bigger story is with Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez involving the Women's Championship. And I know WWE is going to rush through this story. They need to be patient. They need to be patient with it. I love talking about the aftermath. I love talking about, like I just said, if you give Liv Morgan the championship, what are her feuds? What are her stories? How long is she going to hold the title for? Like I said a long time ago, it's not how long you have the title for. It's what you do in that reign or reigns, to me, that define how good your championship reign or reigns were and are going to be. Let me repeat that again. It's not how long you hold the championship for. What you do in those title reigns will define if your title reign was good or bad. Period. Y'all know I'm right on that. Okay? So, we sit here today, okay, as I'm talking to you guys. The bigger story is Liv Morgan winning the championship. The bigger story is the Judgment Day. And Roxanne Perez or Raquel Rodriguez, one of them need to take the championship off of Liv Morgan. I'm going to say that right now as confident. Whoever beats Liv Morgan, it needs to be one of the Judgment Day members. Either Roxanne Perez or Raquel Rodriguez. I like to talk about things further down the line. Roxanne Perez or Raquel Rodriguez need to win Women's Money in the Bank and or Queen of the Ring to get an opportunity. You take this all the way into the spring and summer months. Like I said, Liv Morgan, she doesn't have to have a long reign. She can drop it at SummerSlam. She doesn't have to have a long reign. It's just within that title reign, it needs to be good. She needs to have credible and quality opponents and stories. So then when she loses the championship, we look back and we're like, man, Liv Morgan had a good title reign. She had a good title reign, some good stories. It was good. You get me? I know y'all understand what I'm saying. So that's where I would go. The bigger story is Liv Morgan winning the championship. I'm a big fan of Stephanie Valker. I'm a big fan. I'm a big advocate for her. Her title reign was not good. That is not her fault. That is the creative team's fault. Okay? They need to figure out how to properly utilize Stephanie Valker going forward. I don't want to hear, oh, she was injured. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. That's excuses to me. You don't know what you want to do with Stephanie Valker. It's clear as day. If you watch the show, yeah, she's feuding with Liv Morgan right now. But beforehand, you didn't know what to do with her. You didn't. If you're going to crown somebody a champion, you need to have proper plans for them. And I understand a plans change due to injury. Here's where I can combat that and tell you, you need to come up with plan A, plan B, plan C. You're a writer, right? That's what writers do. Triple H, that's what you're supposed to do. Not always be in the moment. If plan A don't work, all right, we got plan B. Okay, if plan B doesn't work, we got a plan C. Now, plan A might be great. Plan B might be good. Plan C might be all right, but at least you have multiple plans. Yeah, those multiple plans might not be good, nigga, at least you got plans. So you're not running around with your head cut off, not knowing what to do. It just seems like WWE doesn't know what to do. I don't know how it's this difficult to come up with proper plans for your champions to have good reigns with them. I don't understand that. You give them the championship, you already have a couple months of story already laid out. I don't know. But Liv Morgan, for the bigger story, she needs to defeat Stephanie Valkyrie at WrestleMania and become the new women's champion. And the person that needs to take that championship off of Liv Morgan when the time is right, when it's appropriate, when the story is there, is either Raquel Rodriguez or Roxanne Perez. Nobody else. You want to know why? Their story with Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Roxanne Perez. Let's see what WWE does. I mean, I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about, man. I keep it respectful. Like I said, y'all might not agree with my opinions. Y'all might not agree with my ideas or anything like that, and that's fine. But at least acknowledge that I have ideas, and they do make sense. I never talk out of my ass. That never happens. I always have validity in what I'm talking about. Let's see what WWE does. The right decision is to give Liv Morgan the championship. And I love Stephanie Valkyrie, man, but she just has not done it as women's champion. All right, let's move on. Let's get right into it, man. We're going to talk about Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. Like I said, I'm going to say the same thing here like I said with Rhea Ripley and Stephanie Valkyrie. Now, here's the difference, though. You can go one or two ways with this. Plan A. Okay, Plan A. Jade Cargill retains the championship, and Bianca Belair comes back, and we begin that feud with Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill going into the summer. It makes sense. You want to give Jade Cargill a massive win over one of the hottest, if not the hottest, wrestler in the WWE and in pro wrestling in general. That's mommy right there. That's Rhea Ripley. You feel me? Giving Jade Cargill a defining win, a confident win. She doesn't cheat. She doesn't do any of that. She goes in there straight and beats Rhea Ripley. Period. No cheating. No submission. Just straight pinfall. And she takes this into the feud with Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair needs to be the person to defeat Jade Cargill. WWE has to book this feud into the summer. It makes sense. The story's there. You know, there's another story as well. It involves Rhea Ripley. I know if I'm Bianca Belair and I see this shit, Rhea Ripley is a Monday Night Raw superstar. She goes into WrestleMania and she beats Jade Cargill. That's Bianca Belair's title, not Rhea Ripley. So let's say we continue the feud with Jade Cargill, Rhea Ripley at Backlash. Whoop-de-whoop. Cool. Now we get the return of Bianca Belair. And the summer feud is Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. It's perfect. It makes a lot of sense. The history with Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. At the end of the day, Bianca Belair needs to be involved in whoever wins this match. Personally, to me, Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair needs to be the plan that they go in. It's right there. The story is right there. I can also say the same thing with Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. The story is right there. So no matter where WWE goes, Bianca Belair needs to come back immediately. Okay? Or if you want to take her time with it and not rush, maybe get another match out of Cargill and Rhea Ripley, which I believe we will at Backlash, depending on who wins this. It is what it is. But Bianca Belair needs to come in. And I'm going to be real. She needs to take the title off of whoever is the champion at WrestleMania. I don't give a damn if it's Rhea Ripley. Love Rhea Ripley. That's Bianca Belair's title. Okay? So it's going to be interesting. I'm excited. I'm excited for the match because I just really want to see if Jade Cargill can really hang with Rhea Ripley. The story of this match is lame. The back and forth, lame. I thought we were going to get a little bit more personal with this story, and we haven't. It's been really disappointing. The match is going to have a lot of eagle eyes within the community. I really hope Jade Cargill comes through, shuts all the haters up, and she puts on her greatest performance yet. This is Rhea Ripley. This is one of the most decorated women's wrestlers in WWE history. You cannot have a bad match with Rhea Ripley. I'm going to say that right now. You cannot and you should not have a bad match with Rhea Ripley. This is a woman who has had classic matches at WrestleMania. Charlotte Flair, twice. Okay? Io and Bianca. I mean, you can't get any better than that. You feel me? So, I'm really going to pray that Jade Cargill has a good performance. Who's the right winner? Excuse me. The right winner, to me, I would go with Jade Cargill because the Bianca Belair story. But if they go with Rhea Ripley, I'm not going to sweat it. I'm not going to be mad. What am I going to be mad for? It is what it is. The story is also there with Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair as well. So we'll see. I'm interested to see how they're going to go, and it should be fascinating. Let's get into... Let's see. What are we going to talk about here? The 2 world title matches. I'll say this right now. I'll say this. I do believe Roman Reigns and Randy Orton are going to win and walk out at WrestleMania as the respective champions. I do believe that. I believe we're going to get new champions in Randy Orton and Roman Reigns. Let's start with Randy Orton first. I know we're already in 1 week, and it was already announced that Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes have confirmed to main event night 1 of WrestleMania. And Roman Reigns and CM Punk is scheduled to main event night 2 of WrestleMania. I expected that. No need to be upset or anything like that. I already knew that was going to happen. So it is what it is. Whoever is complaining, please stop. There's no reason to complain. Y'all are just complaining just to complain, man. And I don't know, man. Whatever. To each their own. But Randy Orton is the right choice to win this match. Randy Orton needs to be a 15-time champion. We need to slowly start seeing the turn of the eventual heel turn or just change of attitude in Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton needs to win this match. If Cody Rhodes wins this match, it is really going to frustrate a lot of people, me included. Cody Rhodes does not need this match. Cody Rhodes does not need the championship to be the guy. He's the guy on SmackDown. If we're talking about just the guy, period, sure, he might be the guy, but the real guy is Roman Reigns, if we're going to be real. Cody Rhodes does not need to win this match. Randy Orton needs to win this match and be a 15-time world champion. And I want to see heel Randy Orton go on a tear. I want to see 09 Randy Orton, this version of Randy Orton, go on an absolute tear as a heel. Roman Reigns, same thing. I want 2020, 2022, 23 version of Roman Reigns with the gold glove. I want that version of Roman Reigns as a heel to win the championship and go on a dominant run. Roman Reigns is winning this match. Roman Reigns is going to become the World Heavyweight Championship to close night 2 of WrestleMania. If not, I will admit that I'm wrong, and I will also be surprised. Roman Reigns, though, is winning this match. Okay? He didn't go win the Royal Rumble and just to lose. It's not going to happen. I've been telling y'all, man, they have been biding the time and biding the time. They were salivating to put Roman Reigns in the World Championship scene again. They were salivating to put him in the world title scene again, bro. They were. They couldn't wait to do it. They're doing it, and they're going to capitalize, and they're going to give the belt to Roman Reigns. Simple. Y'all could be upset. It is what it is. Y'all got to just accept it. Again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But nah. Roman Reigns is definitely going to win night 2. Creatively, Randy Orton needs to win this match. Like I said, Cody Rhodes does not need to win this. Now, what has been the best story leading into WrestleMania? Now, honestly, after last night on Monday Night Raw, the back and forth with Roman Reigns and CM Punk, the last 2 weeks have been great. Last night was very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. Now, they made some pop points, you feel me? But last night was real disappointing. I wanted Roman Reigns to get a little bit disrespectful. And then there was a report today that Roman Reigns was supposed to mention Larry, the dog of CM Punk and AJ Lee. We didn't get that. I don't know what happened. Maybe Punk didn't want that. It is what it is. I don't know. But what was weird is that CM Punk got offended when Roman Reigns mentioned he's old. Like, he's old as fuck. CM Punk got annoyed with that, but didn't get annoyed and didn't want to throw hands when Roman Reigns mentioned his wife. Like, come on, yo. Come on, yo. Shout out to Triple H, bruh. Triple H beating Randy Orton's ass after Randy Orton mentioning his wife, and CM Punk didn't do the same thing, but got mad when Roman Reigns mentioned his age. He's old. Come on, man. That's weak. That's weak as hell. You mentioned my wife, I'm beating your ass. Simple. Like, come on, bruh. You know what I mean? If I had a wife and you mentioned that, gloves off, bruh. Gloves off. The best story, I know it's only week 1 of it, but it's Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. And I'm excited for all of these matches. I really am. I got Liv Morgan winning. I got Jade Cargill winning. I got Roman Reigns winning. I got Randy Orton winning. I got Femi winning, man, at WrestleMania. Those are the winners that I got. These are the most anticipated matches to me, personally, of WrestleMania. And I can't wait to see how they're going to go. But I do think we're going to get title changes at WrestleMania. I know people were like, I don't think we need title changes at WrestleMania. Let's keep some of these stories going. To each their own. Me personally, though, we need some new stories here. We need some new direction, and we need some new champions. And like I said, we need new and better and improve overall WWE stories. The way you're booking the men, with personal jabs and using family and this and that. I don't know what WWE, I'll make this last point. I don't know what WWE's problem is with the women's storylines. for the top titles or just women's stories in general. We need to start seeing a personal stories with the women heading into these Premier Live events. We got to get these stories. You got to give us a reason to care. And like I said, I'm excited for these matches. Femi and Brock Lesnar just stand out way more than the other ones, because that one is going to be crazy. I'm very excited, and I hope WWE and Brock Lesnar do the right thing and put over Femi. Randy Orton is the best decision to win the championship. WWE's been waiting to put the title on Roman Reigns. Longevity, the story makes sense for Liv Morgan to win. There's more that you can do with Liv Morgan as the champion than Stephanie Valkyrie, respectfully. And Jade Cargill with Bianca Belair. You can do Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. It makes sense. But Jade Cargill getting a big win over someone like Rhea Ripley and then Bianca coming back and kind of dethroning her, it makes a lot of sense. So you guys let me know how y'all feeling about it. Again, please show me love on social media, on TikTok at JT Takeover, on Twitter at JT Takeover, and on Instagram at The Wrestling Takeover. Turn on all notifications on YouTube so you guys don't miss any upcoming videos that I'm going to be dropping as we get close, a little bit more closer to WrestleMania. So more videos are on the way. And I just appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for continuing to listen to each and every video that I put out. I appreciate y'all. And remember, spread the word of the Wrestling Takeover podcast. Word of mouth does go a long way. And please press that subscribe button if you guys enjoy what you hear. Thank you guys so much. This is Jordan Turner, host of the Wrestling Takeover podcast, the most creative and honest podcast in the wrestling space. You already know what it is. I'll see y'all next time. Later.